I'm Maria Reed. You're watching Moving with the Military, and this episode is brought to you by the Armed Forces Financial Network.
The Armed Forces Financial Network, AFFN, was founded in 1985 in support of our military. So we're comprised of military banks and defense credit unions and service to those who serve. But most importantly, to serve those military members and their families, no matter where they're at in the world. We started with the Warrior Games since inception. The Armed Forces Financial Network is a proud partner with the Fisher House Foundation. And so we take care of every single family member that comes in. At registration, we greet them, thank them for their service and sacrifice, and we also award them on behalf of our defense credit unions and our military banks an Appen prepaid thank you card that they can use while they're here, on travel, or when they go back home to their duty station. This year we've donated over $15,000 in Appen thank you cards to our military family members attending the Warrior Games here in Tampa. To our military families around the globe, there's a community that loves and respects and has your back. And our military banks and our defense credit unions are there every single day, boots on the ground, to take care of our military families and our military members. It is an awesome military challenge coin, the largest and probably the most rewarding I've ever been coined.
The Warrior Games was an incredible experience, and we're so thankful for the support of the Armed Forces Financial Network to help us renovate an old building at the Veterans Alternative into a beautiful yoga studio to help heal veterans and military spouses.
And this is the Veterans Alternative Team House. This is where we come together as a community. We also provide some alternative therapies that really change warriors' lives. Right in here we do yoga, eye rest, integrative restoration. It's a meditative practice. The Veterans Alternative can improve dramatically if we are able to actually split up the space that we use for yoga and eye rest from where we do accelerated resolution therapy. Because when eye rest and yoga is going on, we can't do ART or accelerated resolution therapy, and vice versa.
When yoga and eye rest are happening, work at the Veterans Alternative has to stop, and all the furniture needs to be moved around to facilitate the therapy. Their own yoga space is just what they need.
So this is going to be the new yoga studio. Doesn't look like much now, but I'm telling you, a lot of things can happen in a very short period of time. We've actually started cleaning this out. We were using it as storage, and moving with the military gave us the motivation we needed to continue moving this place out. And we're going to make an awesome space for our military members and veterans and their spouses to come to, have some peace, learn some healthy, connected, and resilient ways to live this life after service, after war, while they're serving, making it happen.
As we were making our way to Florida, these amazing volunteers got a head start getting the building ready.
Having this space separate from the offices is going to be priceless. Unfortunately, we've got to start from the bottom up and everything above has to stay in place, so it's a little tricky, but we've got a basic list of what we need, so we're going to go through, kind of get an idea of what it's going to cost, make a few choices that we weren't sure about, do a little research, that sort of thing. Laminate flooring. Yeah, like
Going with something very nice and neutral.
right. Basically, removing the studs from there all the way. You can see where the wood is deteriorated all the way across the bottom there. So we're gonna put a new top plate, new bottom plate, and all new studs all the way down this wall. And we'll be good to go.
My first time listening.
This is moving a lot quicker than I hoped. So we're in Florida, and our rainy season started a little bit early this year, and it came back to bite us yesterday a little bit. As we were butting up some drywall yesterday, we had a really big monsoon. Next thing I know, I see water down at the base of the wall that we had just put new drywall in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna caulk the seams. We're gonna make sure all these little small holes are caulked, and to try to seal this up completely so we don't have this happen again.
We're coming, Kevin. We're on our way to Florida to help with this remodel. And y'all know it takes a village. And since they got the drywall up, we're prepping the mud to start texturing the walls. Okay, it's time to pick out some paint, and we're working with Benjamin Moore for coverage, durability, and cleanability. Not to mention, their color selection is pretty amazing, right? Now to find that perfect coastal cottage color to go with our theme. Well, you know what they say, many hands make light work, so I called on a few military spouse friends to have a painting party and get the job done. And I think they were having a little bit of fun too.
I've been a military spouse for 30 years, been married to the Marine Corps for 30 years. My husband recently retired, and it has been a phenomenal journey. Obviously, it has had its hills and valleys, its ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I would not have traded this experience for anything in the world. The camaraderie, the fellowship, the friendships that I've been fortunate enough to make along the way, they give you memories for a lifetime. And I really encourage spouses to get connected, to get involved, to go ahead and be willing to step into being uncomfortable, to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's basically going to be your life, and to be brave about it, to be intentional. I feel like it is absolutely fundamental to volunteer in your community, regardless of where your community is, because when you are focusing on the needs of others, when you are interacting with other people, when you are supplying a service, being the hands and feet, so to speak, to other people, you take your eyes off of yourself. And that doesn't mean the problems go away, that doesn't mean the stressors go away, but it does help shift your perspective. And it creates an internal reward that kind of shores you up.
So this week I've been blessed with the opportunity to spend a week in Tampa with an incredible group of military spouses of the year. I do not hold that title. I'm actually here as a combat veteran. So it's been an honor and a privilege to see the grace and the compassion and the love that they bring to this community. To take a break from all of everyday's life and stressors, and to just replenish my own heart and soul so that I can fill my tank so I can go home and give back more.
Something very special happens when people come together for a common purpose. We are building community and helping to improve the lives of military families. Not only did we work on the inside of the space, but we also worked on the outside, giving it a beautiful coastal feel with that spring sky color. Gotta love that color.
And we added some curb appeal with low maintenance plants.
Kevin had this great idea to make a shell out of wood to be the back plate for these light fixtures, and I think it ties in the entire beach theme. So we got inspired by pieces of driftwood, and these pieces of driftwood are going to make beautiful decor in the yoga studio. And with a few simple tools, anybody could do this. It's going to be pretty awesome. So let's get started.
Before you start using driftwood in home decor, you should clean it by gently brushing it to remove sand, dirt, and anything growing on it. Then we lightly sanded the surface and sealed it. We used a spray clear glaze and misted the driftwood with a few coats. All right, everyone's here and it's time for the big reveal.
I'm gonna cry already. There is no way this could have been done without you. Okay, I'll get it together. I hope you love your new yoga space. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys, come on in, come on in. Come on in. For the design of this space, we took inspiration from nature, bringing in natural elements like driftwood and shells and plants to really beautify the space.
In keeping with our natural theme, we chose cork blocks for a more organic aesthetic.
So Veterans Alternative really started with an idea of bringing a lot of different things together, alternative therapies together, and in a communal environment that was really conducive for change. And we wanted to bring in that home-like experience so that people felt comfortable sitting on a couch and having conversation but then we're also able to find resources that help them go through some of the trying times that we face after service and after war. So the Veterans Alternative's mission is to bring those alternative treatment options to our military men and women, our veterans, their spouses, and our Gold Star families.
It was all done with no AC and horrible rainy Florida weather, and had no idea it was going to be the 2-week marathon that we've been running lately, but it's been amazing. I'm not going to lie, I woke up this morning and it was very difficult to walk because my hips hurt so bad, but I was driven enough to get here and to keep on going, because I know that those men and women that lost their limbs, lost their wives, lost their husbands, went through so much more.
You are an amazing human being. Thank you so much.
We've had an incredible week at the Veterans Alternative in Holiday, Florida, turning an old portable building into a serene space to create a yoga retreat. We could not have done this without the help of all of the volunteers. Kevin, we love you, dude. You are amazing. We could not have done this without Kevin and Chris. Chris, hearts to you, man. Great people. All of the military spouses that came out and volunteered, and every single person that gave of their time selflessly to create this space to help veterans and military spouses with yoga therapy. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the support of the Armed Forces Financial Network. Thank you for believing in our mission and for the love that you show military families every day. Thanks for watching, y'all. We'll see ya.